The DA is calling for the Human Rights Commission and the Public Protector to investigate what led to the eviction of KZN flood victims. More than 150 victims were evicted from the Bayside Hotel in central Durban, which had been secured by the government. This was due to non-payment of rent. Joining us is Councillor Thabani Mthethwa, the DA eThekwini Caucus leader. A very good evening to you, Councillor Mthethwa. Just tell us a little bit more about this issue and what led to you approaching the South African Human Rights Commission.
Good evening to you and to the viewers. It is very sad that in 2025 we're still talking about the displaced flood victims. We're talking here about people who were victims of 2017, 2019 and 2022 floods in the eThekwini. We shouldn't be discussing this issue in 2025. But this is a symptom of a failing system, a broken system that characterizes the municipality of eThekwini and the province as a whole. The legacy of this province and eThekwini is such that the leadership is uncaring. From what we have been told so far is that the recent victims that were taken out of Bayside Hotel were put there by the provincial government. But that does not, in our view, mean that eThekwini municipality should just throw their hands in the air and say this is not our problem. These are the victims of eThekwini, the residents of eThekwini that the municipality should take responsibility for, which is why we have then approached the Human Rights Commission and Public Protector to say they must investigate the manner in which eThekwini municipality has handled the matter of flood victims.
Now, as you know, Councillor, the matter of flood victims, as you're saying, sad indeed, but not also exclusive to the city of eThekwini. You just heard the bites there about flood victims in the Eastern Cape. We know that there are flood victims in KwaZulu-Natal, but also we know that year in year there are flood victims in the Western Cape as well, the province that your party, the DA, governs. Are you being a little opportunistic here by seeking that kind of help an investigation from the South African Human Rights Commission and the Public Protector, considering that you are part of a party that is also accused of doing the very same thing in the province that they govern?
I'm not directly familiar with what happened in other provinces, other than getting the news through you guys as the providers of the news. But I'm familiar with what is happening in eThekwini, and I do know for a fact that this municipality owns a lot of buildings that they can be repurposed to house the flood victims. It is therefore for that reason that we feel as the DA that these victims are now being victimized by lack of leadership, because we know that the resources are there, the buildings are there. As a matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, a DA MSc of Public Works donated 3 buildings to eThekwini municipality. Those buildings can be repurposed to house flood victims.
Yeah, I mentioned that because you were saying, that leadership is uncaring, and just to, bring back to the fore that has been accused again of your party leadership in another province, but again, that is in another province. Staying with how the province has intervened for these flood victims as well. It was the MEC for Transport and Human Settlement, Siboniso Duma, who announced that they have acquired a building, to be clear, the Montclair Lodge, that will take can bed about 600 people. They're going to refurbish this building. So it seems that there is a plan in motion. Do you not accept that?
Look, we welcome any intervention because, as you said, we're not being opportunistic here. We welcome any intervention, but we say, in our view, there's no need to go and procure new infrastructure, new buildings, because as I said, eThekwini has got hundreds of unused buildings that can be used to house flood victims. But of course, if the MEC has decided to intervene and buy that property, we welcome that move.
Councillor, thank you so much for joining us this evening. That, of course, is Councillor Thabani Mthethwa, who is the DA eThekwini Caucus leader.